coming to you from Lawrence, Kansas. I'm Scott Wright of the Oklahoman, joined by Nathan Ruiz. Oklahoma State just finished off a 48-28 victory over Kansas. Some good vibes coming from the Cowboys. They got the run game going with Justice Hill, 31 carries for 189 yards. Taylor Cornelius hitting the deep ball like we haven't seen him do yet at a consistent rate. Very impressive offensive performance. Defense was solid, dealing with some injuries, but let's start with the offense. Taylor Cornelius going deep. You wrote about it. Our headline was time to air it out, and they did that today here.
Yeah, came into this game, by my measure, 3 for 19 on passes of more than 30 yards downfield. I think he was 4 for 6 on such passes today. So that was an emphasis for the Cowboys. That was something they saw early on. Ends up in a big day for Taylor Cornelius and 3 receivers. He finishes 15 for 20, 312 yards, 4 touchdowns. Did throw an interception on one of those deep balls. And then Tylan Wallace, Tyron Johnson, and Landon Wolf combined for 306 of those 312 yards. So it's a big air performance. Kind of looked like a throwback game. Look back to what we saw last year out of the Cowboys.
Landon Wolf being the really big surprise out of those guys. Maybe a surprise to us, and maybe not to the guys in the locker room. But with Jalen McCleskey deciding to transfer, Dylan Stoner not here with an injury, Landon Wolf steps in and plays really well. Yeah,
a former walk-on, a guy who kind of came here because he wanted to give himself the best opportunity, and works hard, gets a scholarship before this season, and really steps up. He's a guy his teammates, like you mentioned, have always really liked him. Guy who works hard. How Tyron Johnson put it before this game was, he's a guy that we all know what he can do, but the world doesn't. And today I think the world kind of got an idea of what Landon Wolf can give to this team.
On defense, some significant injuries. Darian Daniels, we found out for the year after having finger surgery. Calvin Bunnage was not here. Malcolm Rodriguez was here, but limited, hardly played at all. So a tough day in that realm. They played well, but the injuries could be lingering.
Yeah, Darian Daniels is a guy who provides a lot of energy, just a great personality. At Big 12 Media Days, he was going around singing to everyone. So that's a lot of energy that you're going to lose on that defensive line, a vocal leader. And obviously that presence will still be there in practices, but it's a lot different in games to not have a guy like that there. So that's something that over the long term is going to hurt OSU. You got to think it is beneficial for his situation because he did play as a true freshman, so he does have a redshirt year. This happened only 4 games in the season, so he can still take advantage of that new rule. But for OSU, it's next man up, and that's Enoch Smith. They tried some different 3-man fronts today, did some different looks. We saw a lot of freshman defensive backs step up with Malcolm Rodriguez out. So it's some different looks that OSU is putting out there. Jim Knowles continuing to get creative, and it paid off today.
Yeah, it did. Justin Phillips, a guy that we probably don't talk about enough whenever we're talking about our post game and things like that. Led the team in tackles today, really solid in helping them contain Puka Williams, the Kansas running back who's been so strong. That was a key emphasis for them going in today. He also got a sack and played behind the line of scrimmage a decent amount. So a really big game. Any other outstanding thoughts that really stuck out to you?
Well,
today?
just to touch on Justin Phillips, I asked Jim Knowles about him, and he said he's a guy that you don't have to worry about. He's a guy whose mindset you understand. He's the kind of leader you need in this defense. He almost makes it so Jim Knowles only has to worry about 10 guys out there. He knows what Justin Phillips is going to do. He knows what he's going to give him, and it makes his job a lot easier.
He jokingly called him the adult when I talked to him about Justin Phillips. So good performance from him today. The Cowboy defense battling those injuries, but coming together well. Secondary is very young, so you're going to see some of those deep passes that get through like they did today. But overall, I think a good performance from the defense. Now it's back home, and Iowa State coming to Stillwater next week. Another big game on the home turf. Hasn't been real friendly to the Cowboys in their most recent Big 12 games, 2-4 in their last 6 Big 12 home games.
Yeah, trying to shake a strange trend, and you look at those 2 wins. One of them are against this Kansas team, which won 11 last year. And the other one is against a Baylor team that won 11 last year. So OSU trying to find a way to beat an Iowa State team that right now is off to maybe a bit of a slow start, but has played really competitively. So I think it's going to set up well, give OSU some opportunity if they're able to continue kind of this trend we saw today of Justice Hill getting the ball a lot, Taylor Cornelius going out there and airing it out. I think it's going to open up a lot of opportunities for them.
Absolutely. We'll have all of your coverage from the Kansas game leading up all the way up to Iowa State. So keep it on newsok.com and check us out every day in the Oklahoma.